Welcome to the Hacking HR podcast featuring successful European CEOs and managing directors. In each episode, we uncover how these visionaries turn their HR techniques into thriving businesses. In today's episode, we have Ina Börner, CEO and founder of No Dirty Talk, an external sales unit for agencies and publishers to find the right customers. So, hi Ina, thank you for joining me today. Could you share more about No Dirty Talk? First of all, this is a very creative name. How do you came up with it?
Yes, yeah, the creative name comes definitely from my creative mindset I have. So I'm then more than 10 years in sales, but I really fancy creative input when it comes to work. So the name is a long story, but I think to bring it on point is sales is equivalent to lots of bullshit. And also, we can see it on the daily basis on LinkedIn and everywhere, and everybody has an opinion and a topic. And so, for me, no dirty talk means what it is. So, sales is a tough business, but it should be fun, it should be creative, and I definitely think it should be less of bullshit.
Okay, and what are the core services and mission of your company besides No Dirty Talk?
Yes. So I am since also with more than 10 years in the ed tech industry, so advertising technologies. I always being a fan of precising this word because it's not for everyone familiar. So we act as an external sales unit for agencies and ed tech companies. I always keep saying, actually, like when their ICP or their buying persona has something to do with marketing, then they should call us. So we don't do sales for any other solutions. So they really should be in this industry where we feel familiar with the buying persona, so we can be a professionals here.
Mhm. Okay, and as a founder and CEO, can you share your journey with No Dirty Talk?
Long or short version. So yeah, I founded 2020, just before COVID, and starting as a business owner, fully motivated, definitely had some great ideas. I always had my vision of how to react in sales, what to offer. But yeah, then with COVID, obviously some things has changed. But have to say. That actually quite positively for me. So I think then sales became more and more relevant due to the situation, to the new situation. And I started, in a small office, and I really saw that our offering, like bringing this outreach part connected, linked with personal network. So this has always been our strength, our positioning in the market. So I felt that this had a really nice reaction in the counterpart. So yeah, I mean, being a CEO is definitely something different, and you're doing lots of roller coasters. I just did another roller coaster last year. So a year ago, we were 6 people. Then it was up and down from my side, from employee side. And yeah, it's tough, to be honest, to take decisions, to be forced in a completely other role, which I never faced beforehand. So yeah, and now starting this year, 2024, by myself, I took the decision to do a restart. I'm still very motivated with my company, but I do see that I had to take changes also for myself.
Mhm. Okay, and what work style do you have at No Dirty Talk? Is it agile, or do you have hierarchies, or do you work fully remotely, or do you have a hybrid work style?
Yeah, I would have said like first word come up, say chaotic, but no, I mean, of course, that shouldn't be the case, but sometimes it feels like. So we started again taking you with me on the journey. We started. I'm always a big fan of being in an office. So today I'm at home, but normally I'm a very office person. Um, so we started in an office. We faced, I would say, I faced challenges with team members that one is like, oh, I want to do remote. The other one is like, oh, I want to be only in the office. So in a small team, it gets quite complicated to organize that. Then half a year ago, probably took the decision, okay, fully remote for everyone. Of course, then you can hire differently. So, but still, I, from bottom of my heart, I'm a strongly believer in being in an office, even if I don't live that concept right now. But I'm also on myself, as I said. But I'm heavily convinced that. That we should really focus on the right office times, so not when everybody is like all day in meetings and video calls, but I really miss this time when I think back to my former work stations, that I really enjoyed having a spontaneous coffee and you don't look at the time all the time. And yes.
Yeah, I totally get your point. So it's kind of a combination of both, right? Like you're working remotely or also from the office. It's the team members. Yeah.
Yeah, but for now, when as I work now with freelancers and other team members, then of course it's remote. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So working from this kind of a hybrid remote work style, do you know every member of your team in person?
I used to know every team member of my person. Now I work with two team members abroad, and I don't know them in person, but it feels like. But of course, like I would enjoy to meet them in person, but it's also quite fresh, so it's still very new. And I think after a while you get the chance to meet. But yeah, normally I have to say when I work also with employees and in a personal way, I always meet them. So especially also for even in the hiring process, I'd say.
Okay, and do you have any hack for optimizing this kind of work style, like hybrid, remote, stuff like that?
Mm. Yeah, maybe as I said before, so I think it all comes back to a very well organized calendar, because I think this is also the problem when now agencies, I hear it from left and right, that they're like, oh, we want to have our employees back, and not just for 2 days and not just for 3 days. It should be 4 days. It should be also on Fridays. And like the list gets long, and the employee is like, yeah, but for what? So I think the problem is that we also, especially in sales and in the industry I'm working in, we ended up in a hybrid sales system. Means that you meet people for lunch, you meet people for a coffee, but please be at 0.4 p.m. Back in the office, because you do have a video call and you need to be prepared and so on. So, and I think this is like the most challenged I see also when traveling. So it's not just like nice lunches and coffees. It's also, oh, you have to travel. In Germany, we are decentralized. So from Hamburg, you go to Frankfurt, you go to Berlin, and so on. And then, like, all your calendar is messed up because, yeah, you cannot be in a good video call when you're actually walking on the streets to another meeting. So I really believe in a good organized way, and I think when having like the get together time, then the calendars should be clean and cleared of
Mhm.
tons of video calls a day. So because then it doesn't make sense if like the whole team is just running in circles and always looking at the time, saying like, oh, I do have a meeting in 2 minutes. So yeah, my opinion.
What's your management style and how do you improve it on a daily basis?
That's a big topic. So, management style, this is, I think, also the most I struggled with since founding my company because I don't, yeah, I mean, I'm a CEO, I'm a founder, and I'm a team leader. So, these are already many hats on your head, and probably too many, and this becomes really complicated. So, management is, I mean, who wants to be a micromanager? No one. It's a waste of time, it's annoying, it's taking your energy. But nevertheless, sometimes you also like really have to force people to collect information, and I think this is management style. I think it's complicated to explain because I don't see probably myself as like in my role that my job is to be a manager.
Mhm.
So my job is to run a business, and I hope that team members do want to run with me. And yeah.
The next question is, as a CEO and founder of sales company, how do you hack HR to compete with larger businesses within your industry?
I'm always a big fan of trying out. So I think it's not the matter of no, I heard bad things about this and that, and you shouldn't do this. So I'm a big fan to try it out myself to find my way. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I did find people through LinkedIn. I did find people through services like Team Up, but also on my personal network. I mean, this is always like the most charming. I say. I think this is definitely difficult to to do the right approach here, but yeah.
Okay, and what HR trends are currently on the rise in Germany? Are you following these trends, and what advice would you give to other companies to prepare for this kind of future of work?
I think one of the most HR trends, if we could say so, is a 4 days week. So I think like this whole topic, 4 days, being
Mhm.
paid the same way, working less, having more time for private life. I think this, I say, is the biggest topic
Is it something
in
that you discuss often in Germany? Is something related to this region?
due to the situation also about care for the children and so on. So I think yes, it is a big topic, and it's also a very political topic, by the way. So maybe we shouldn't get too deep into it. But in general, I say not sure if it's a 4 days week or if we should work 5 days. I think that's a really really big topic, and you need to see it from so many different angles, which people often don't do when they share their opinion on it. And I'm not a big fan of saying like, no, I'm against it, or yes, we should all do it. So it's, I think, let's really see how it works in detail. So this is more there. I really get into analytic thinking. So.
Okay, so how do you hack the recruitment process to find perfect fits, like perfect candidates and perfect talents for your company?
First, there's always a first meeting where you check really like on the skills. So what I learned is when I need someone for HubSpot, for example, I really focus on firstly that in the CV there is written experience with HubSpot. So, and I really need to, yeah, I had to find my own way to do that, to do it right and probably better than before. So this is something I really focus on when I read the CV, that I focus on those things. So I put like stickers, post-its next to me, and then I read what do I really look, what I am looking for, and then is that, can I find it in the CV? And when I found it, then of course, like then I really move on and having the first call. I need to have a sense of what is.
Do you
Uh,
attend these calls by yourself, or do you have dedicated person who does
no,
this?
no, no. I do it myself.
Oh,
So
okay.
for this, and a small company, you don't have dedicated people for that. So, but what I do, or what I did also when we had team members, then I always integrated them in a way when it becomes also important for them. So when I knew like they need to work together, they will be close in their working life. Then I think it's important that they also meet. And yeah, in a small team, going back to it, it depends a lot on the mindset and of course, like again, really like on hard skills. So I wouldn't say like in a small team you should focus too much on soft skills. It's nice if they're all nice and good, but it depends really to go forward. um, Learning for myself, I focus more and more like on the hard facts,
Mhm.
and that's my learning. And I, of course, I put it in my process. Yeah.
Okay, and let's move to the next topic, which is like work culture. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
interested in learning more about New Dirty Talk and what work culture do you have. So the first question is, how do you have to support work-life balance for your employees? And do you think that it has become more important in the recent years? It's kind of a trend now.
Yeah. It's not my favorite topic. It's not my favorite word, work-life balance. I think we focus so much on it
Mm-hmm.
that we are losing time in our lives. So, and I'm like, I mean, beforehand, I think so much about it because in my also pre-COVID, I traveled so much, and nevertheless, I had a very nice uh, private life as well. Even if I was traveling and working 60, 70 hours, I don't want to say like that's great, let's go back to that. I just want to say that I always had a private life, right? So, and I think now again, like feeling that the balance is not there. I'm not sure if this should really come from an employer. So, because how can I make sure that you have a work-life balance? So what does it look like for everyone? Is a work-life balance really going to the gym every time, every morning or whatever, or having, so for me, for example, what I really need, and I just can talk for myself, is during my day, my work day, I need brackets where I can have a 15-minute coffee, where I can just do like doing nothing. So, and or not feeling that productive. So, and this is for me personally more important than like chasing like this hour slot, and now I have to run and to leave. And sometimes I also think that when you feel like you're not having a good day at work, just make the best out of it. It will be okay. In our industry, nobody's gonna die. I mean, we are in marketing and sales, and tomorrow is another day. And also accept it, and then like not chasing like this work-life balance. Or if you want to chase it, be clear about what does it mean to you. So, and if you don't know, you cannot chase it.
Wow, that was really an interesting answer. I have never thought of this work-life balance from the perspective that you mentioned. And yeah, so my another question is that since your team follows kind of a hybrid, like remote work model, how do you build and maintain team spirit? Are there any evening events or gatherings or other online or offline activities that you arrange as a company?
So, and for meetups, as we have in our industry many nice conferences where we have to go, we have many clients meetings there. Of course, this is also always a come together with the colleagues. So, and then yeah, I think not dedicated evenings where you find yourself with 2 3 other people sitting in a bar. You can do this, but also my experience here, it doesn't have to come also always from the CEO or from the founder. That needs to run itself, and fortunately, I always had team members in my company. They were very social, and they wanted to meet up, and they organized dinners, and so that was quite nice. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, that was pretty much it with the question. Thank you for listening Hacking HR podcast with our guest Ina Börner, founder and CEO of No Dirty Talk. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, like, and share the podcast, and stay tuned for more HR and business insights.